Karate chops.
We're doing the thing.
Yeah. All right, now we're live.
Me and Angela Bassett, we're doing the thing.
Yeah. All right. Anyways, I'm QUINN W. We got Chris Peterson and we have Dan Stone. That's who we got right now. Anyways,
We here.
Thank you for having
the
us.
most formal we'll get on this whole thing. Anyways, yeah.
Very
How have you guys been?
I've been good. I'm very tired, and I'm here. We're ready. I'm aware.
Oh, that's so funny. Let me I forgot to grab the switchboard.
Man,
It's all good.
keep talking, baby.
Yeah, you were up late playing Baldur's Gate. Or the real one, Dungeons and Dragons, I guess.
We're off to a roaring start. Yeah, Dungeons and Dragons. I like it a lot. I'm
too.
playing. Last night I'm playing a character. His name's Mike. His name's Mikey Donovan. He's 14. He's a barbarian. he's a Path of the Beast barbarian. So he's kind of like werewolf type thing.
Oh,
so when
yeah.
he rages, he gets really fucking mad.
All right, that's wild.
Yeah. And
Pun not intended.
he has issues.
Yeah.
I
That's
actually.
fun.
I had my D&D campaign that I was running got like too real, so people left. I respect it, honestly. Yeah. They were fighting. The whole thing was that it was like kind of like a grimdark thing where they were fighting against like they're trying to save their island from like the abyss. Like there was like a leak. It's like the center, but like I was really playing with the whole thing of like how crazy it would be trying to fight the abyss because it's endless. You know? So like they literally just got like tired. You know, it was so cool. I only had but actually I love it. And I got exactly what I wanted from it. They all left and they were like, that was a lot, dude. That was like cool, but it was like, like a lot. Yeah. I made them feel small. That was also the issue. Was like, you know what I mean? Like it was like I wanted them to feel like soldiers progressing, but the progression was really slow. Yeah. And like that was the big thing where I should have given them more. That's actually
I always love going to a D&D game and it ends up being Vietnam. That's always good.
I was sick of the usual Gygax shit, man. I was sick of
I
wanted
want
to get real.
Fucking war of attrition.
I'm the Francis Ford Coppola of D&D.
I love Apocalypse Now.
I couldn't make that campaign without becoming Kurtz.
I think in January or December, I guess it doesn't matter. We did a Big Trouble in Little China one-off, and it was like an 80s action theme. We played for like 4 hours. It was super fun. We actually all survived because our DM kind of gave us some breaks, but we got the roles we needed. So it was got to get those skill checks. It was fun.
Get the
just
skill
really
checks.
fun.
It's so fun. I love that.
One-offs are not beginning, middle, end.
Yeah.
The endless ones can be tough.
It's like DM. I would like to make a roll to cut Jack Nicholson's nose off.
Yeah, so like my character was basically Kurt Russell from Big Trouble in Little China. Like literally, that was how I played it.
So,
Very
yeah.
arrogant, kind of silly.
Come on.
Yeah.
Come on. Come on.
Well, it's really funny because there was some Chinatown vibes as well. It was a really fun. It was the only one-off I've done. I'm not like the biggest D&D guy, but I've been playing since I was a kid here and there, and it's just fun. It's good to get out of yourself a little bit.
Yeah,
honestly,
it's so much fun.
I actually I only quit playing it too. It's like not even really because of that. It was kind of funny. We were all just getting busy too. I think that was the other thing. Like
That's
again,
what you just
genuinely,
said.
I didn't give them enough progression, and it was like I was trying to do something different, But it's funny. I mainly I felt like I needed back the creative energy for doing other stuff,
There's that too.
Yeah, like I do write more jokes, or at least I sit down to write more now that I don't have like D&D. I really love D&D, but even the urge to make a new character can consume you, and then you won't do at least it's so good at distracting you. It's like you kind of it
takes
is
some of your
endless,
creative juices, not in a bad way, but it's energy spent.
It's honestly the best thing for you if you have a job or you're in school. That's actually the biggest thing, and I kind of realized where for me I just don't need it right now. But sorry, you've Forgotten Realms, or what do you do?
We're playing 5th edition. I haven't played D&D for 10 years.
It's homebrew though, or
it's
tight. I love that.
So I just wrapped up my one campaign of 3 years in January. That was all homebrew. And then I'm currently the group that all 9 of us were playing in 3 campaigns. There's 2 on Fridays that we alternate every other week, and there's 1 on Thursdays that's every other week or whatever we're feeling.
Wow, okay.
The one on Thursday, it's a space game, and we're all I forgot what the actual module is called, but we're in a spaceship. We're going to
Is it Stars Without Number?
No,
okay,
that's that's Worlds Beyond Number or whatever. No, never mind.
Oh yeah.
Words. No, it's a Space Jammer. That's the module of it.
Oh, Spelljammer, yeah.
Spelljammer, yeah. Space Jam.
Space Jam.
That sounded cool too.
It sounds like a porn in space.
It's also a movie.
2 of them.
It's 2 whole movies.
Who knew?
But yeah, no.
Space Jam?
Space Jam. Oh,
yeah.
No, I was like,
No, you're Space Jammer.
Sports.
Yeah.
Space Jammer.
I can see
It's
that.
the third. It's the third movie. It's a spinoff.
I wouldn't be shocked if there's a Space Jammer out there. I just haven't heard of it, but it's probably out there.
Oh my God.
Yeah. So like, I'll go over this real quick. So in Thursday, I'm playing a character. His name is Jebediah. He's an ooze man, and he's an artificer.
Okay.
And he has no. Of course, he was created to be a worker. He's a guy. He's confused a lot.
Yeah.
Because all he knows is work. It's fun. It's great.
I just saw that Mickey 17 movie, and that's kind of the theme.
Yeah.
Actually, is exactly what it was. I liked it.
Yeah,
it was a little long, but I liked it. I like Robert Pattinson. I think he's a good actor.
Yeah, he's great.
I haven't seen it, but I know I'm gonna like the movie. That's where it's like.
I think watching it at home's fun, just because it was a little long, and I don't mean to take away from its theater run, but I enjoyed it in theaters. But that's kind of he's just a worker.
I don't think your comment on this podcast is going to take away from its theater.
Well,
run.
apparently it's having a rough theater run as well.
Yeah.
I feel bad.
It's a Robert Pattinson movie. It's having a rough theater run.
Well, I feel.
Yeah, that's a good point. I don't think
I love The
like, it's like a
Lighthouse.
little bit like.
Yeah.
I feel like they all. I mean, yeah. Did The Lighthouse pop off? That's where I'm. I thought all the Eggers movies don't usually make. I mean, I knew Nosferatu did, but
I really like Nosferatu. I just watched that this week.
Yeah,
I really
Thursday.
I was on Peacock. I really liked it.
Man, I mean, just like stylistically, it's like
Ugh, it's so good.
And I kind of hated the first half hour, and I was like, "Am I in for a bad movie?" And then all of a sudden, something clicked where I was like, "Oh, I get this world. I get this." Like, I just believed it, and then after that, I was fine.
Yeah. I honestly, I mean, everything about I feel like Eggers does such a good one. He's gonna do the Wolfman next.
Yeah.
Which is
cool.
I love a good werewolf movie.
A good one, yes. They're hard to. It seems so easy to do, but it's actually, I don't know. I've seen some bad ones.
You're
that
right.
Benicio del Toro one, not very good.
Yeah. Well, God,
I wanted to like it.
So I always go old. I really like I like An American Werewolf in London a lot.
Yeah.
I seen that as a kid on AMC.
Yeah.
Werewolf play basketball.
Oh yeah. Okay. Is that
not
Michael
that
J.
movie.
Fox?
Yeah.
Teenage werewolf or whatever.
Yeah, it's one of those.
Yeah, and then MTV did a whole
It's
show.
one of those 80s werewolf movies where they put a guy in a situation.
Yeah. That's great. Hey, Michael J. Fox is cool.
Oh man, he's awesome.
Back to the werewolf. I'm here
man.
for it.
Yeah.
Very cool.
Oh man.
Where were we? My second D&D character.
Go on. Mickey 18.
Mickey 18. So one of my characters, his name's Mikey Donovan. He's 14. He's a barbarian, and he is a fucking werewolf. Funny enough. He's like a preview. Imagine a werewolf going through puberty. Oh boy.
Yeah.
Yeah, and he's the son of like a crime family, and so like he started growing up. He started and the werewolf stuff is genetic, and it's like a hug or anything. But yeah, he got kicked out of his house when he was 10 because he interrupted a very important meeting and killed some very important people.
Oh wow. So he really is a Guy Ritchie character.
Yeah, he is a Guy Ritchie character.
It's very cool.
It's like imagine it's like a very serious like mob drama, and then I come in and I just start killing.
Yeah.
That's honestly like The Sopranos. If they would have ran one more season, they would have had a plot line like that. Like just like
Tony would have been a werewolf, or
Yeah,
maybe AJ.
Season 7A would have been. I choose to fucking transform around the fucking family.
You can imagine in the writing room of Sopranos, it's just like all the writers are just like itching to do something like supernatural, and then it's a fucking minefield. I was just like, all right, guys, what's the next great season of Sopranos?
Yeah.
And then 3 people just shoot their hands up, and there's like, no, don't stop.
How am I supposed to reduce my stress when the FBI's got a silver bullet with my name on it?
I like that a lot. That I did. That's actually quite funny. I did.
What if
I love The Sopranos, so I don't want to get sacrilegious on it. But that I can stand. I can stand by this silver bullet idea intended for Tony. I like that.
What, sir? What if it was underwater?
Maybe they would have started.
Yeah, fucking, like that one AJ episode.
Oh, jeez.
I'm sorry about
No,
that.
he's all right.
My depression makes me
He went for a
sick,
swim.
and
Yeah.
My sense of humor is way off.
So well, I'll go you. I don't want to say one better. My favorite part of that scene is Tony comes home and there's the hot dogs or whatever that Carmela made for AJ, and he's just like, oh. And he's like so excited, and all the while, like AJ's out there literally trying to kind of take his own life, unfortunately. Then quickly realizes he shouldn't have done that.
That show does that all that. It's so funny too. I mean, the same thing with like, man, whenever I think it's like the end of season 1 when they shoot Mikey. And
in the woods.
You want to shoot Mikey, but just like the fact that Paulie's like, oh, I got poison ivy all over me.
I can feel it.
I can feel it itching me. And then like it feels like that's why they shoot him like that.
It wasn't me. It was Junior. And then Chrissy goes, yeah, Mr. Magoo. That's the greatest.
Oh my god,
I love The Sopranos.
I think
I could go on and on.
I think like Cumtown, they when they were talking about The Sopranos, they said this, but truly the funniest thing that I think like, God, the funniest line ever is just when they're unburying a guy, and then he goes, "Oh fuck, do you see his nails?" And then he goes, "Oh,
like a
fuck,
woman's."
they're like a woman's."
Oh, he's got hair. Yeah, I heard about that.
What?
It's just this, but it's just so believable. Like these guys aren't the brightest. Like that's the more
also,
mob stuff I watch. It's like they're not the brightest. Like this is their profession. It's really interesting.
It's like they have a Staten Island education.
Yeah,
They're all dumb as shit.
Yeah, and the main job perk too seems to be that you can fuck people up.
Yeah,
honestly, the main job perk seems to be like if there's a hierarchy, and if you're above someone, you can mess them up. Like outside of that, why not just be a construction worker? You know what I mean? Because you're doing the same level of why not sledgehammer walls when it's like the mobs are just still going to make me bury children?
You know, these are all good points. These are things that I'm sure some people have thought about.
I have a very simple life, man. I have wood.
Is this Mickey Donovan?
Yeah.
See, this is why my D&D campaigns always fail, because most people just want like Matthew Mercer, and I'm giving them like Bad Lieutenant. Like, you know what I mean? Like I'm like midway through a campaign with me, your character has a breakdown and he's yelling at God at his own temple. Like, why would you let this happen? Ooh. Have you guys seen that movie? Sorry.
I have seen.
Literally,
I've
Harvey
seen
Keitel, he howls like a wolf in front of Jesus after smoking crack.
Nicolas Cage does. Right?
No, actually, no. It's so
okay.
I know what you're talking about.
Yes.
Sorry. So movie hour, Port of Call, New Orleans. So there's Bad Lieutenant : Port of Call, New Orleans with Nick Cage, which I haven't seen. But no, the first one was with Harvey Keitel. It's this really weird movie. It's the first time that they were like, okay, we're doing a dirty cop thing, but the whole time he's like fighting with himself and his urges to smoke crack, and he's the whole time he's gambling on the Mets and
the New York Mets.
That's worse than doing crack.
I mean, it's more extreme than the crack use. The crack use is chill by comparison.
Yeah,
his crippling gambling addiction.
He's like, I have a crack cocaine problem. Hey, we all do, buddy. It's fine.
Well, yeah,
I'm betting on the Mets. What?
Yeah, he's like, he's like, at one point he's driving through the city, being like, "Come on, Mickey, eyes," you know, like listening to the radio, and then the guy
for the baseball game.
The guy strikes out, and he goes, "Oh, you!" and he starts just saying racial slurs. He shoots the radio in the car. He takes out the little cop light, puts it up, and starts turning his siren on and speeding through the city, going, "Fuck, fuck!" Like it's like the funniest movie that I'm not sure is supposed to be funny or not.
I like Harvey Keitel. That sounds like his best work. Yeah.
It kind of is like at the end of Reservoir Dogs when he kind of goes, there's like a full 20 minutes of this movie where he's like that.
No lie, I was thinking about that scene at the gym the other, because I find it heartbreaking. Like he's like, I'm a cop, and he's just like, like he can't, just the anguish of like, I just killed my friends for you, and you're a cop,
dude. He like ended up killing the boss because he thought that was his buddy. Like I love that. I actually can't.
Great movie.
Tarantino's a weirdo, but yeah, I hate to say it. It's like True Romance, weird movie, good movie. Can't take anything away from it. He gave us Tony Soprano before Sopranos.
Yeah,
like
he's a gay hitman in that one, something like that. Or
that's so funny. I didn't read him as gay, but how violent he is. Gay against her. Yeah, it's like gay. It's like only a repressed guy would beat the shit out of
like, I had read
it. Yeah, like
I want to say I read about it on Reddit. I've seen parts of that movie. I don't love that one. Is it Slater? I don't mean to be a hater. He seems like a good dude. I just don't love that actor.
Yeah, no, you're so fair. Okay.
Which is mean.
He's a weirdo. He never tickled my fancy, but I will say that he's like, you know what he was? Christian Slater is the type of like hot, but we're gonna say quotes where like female directors choose him. You know,
okay.
The same thing with like Willem Dafoe. Like there's that movie called The Loveless or whatever where Willem Dafoe plays a biker, and you can tell a woman directed that movie because like a guy would put like a guy who's jacked and he's got like a mustache. You know what I'm saying? Yeah. But like women like actually get into like just a guy who's got peculiarities. Sure. You know, and I feel like Christian Slater rode that wave where he was like in Heathers, where he's like, you know, he's like a believable weirdo who you could lock down as like a loserific girl. You know what I mean? And like I think that's all. That might be why you dislike that. At least that's my read on him, you know.
That's interesting. Well, and I feel bad because I don't want to be a hater. And I saw this movie when I was younger where it was easier for me to be like, I just don't like them. And you get older, and it's like I don't even know them. Like I can like maybe I don't love their movie. I don't have to dislike them.
That's true.
So I'm sure he's all right.
He's had to suffer a lot with just random guys having that opinion of like I don't like Christian Slater.
Yeah.
It's like you don't like Mickey from True Romance,
right? Yes,
like,
I think
I don't talk to Elvis, bro. Like
that's probably more what it is. I didn't like his character in that movie, but that movie's okay.
Yeah,
I don't want to hate on it.
I'm gonna circle back to a second. Can you imagine? Yeah. I'm sorry. What?
I said please do.
Oh yeah. Can you imagine like you're a detective and you go to like a serial killer's like jail cell and you sit down with them and you're like, you're gay as fuck, aren't you? You're gay as shit.
Have you ever played LA Noire?
Yeah.
Because you could accuse people of some crazy stuff. Like I don't want to quote it, but like you could do some.
I'll quote it.
It's.
Do you fuck little voice, Valdez?
Yes, that's exactly. I didn't want to,
are you mad?
That is a crazy. I didn't mean to derail your train of thought, but that was where my brain was.
That was the end of that thought.
That is an amazing part of that game. You're just. I mean, there's no nuance. It's just like I'm asking.
It's gotta exist. Like it's gotta be a thing that, like I mean, I just feel like like for certain serial killers, if the detective thought that would make him tick, there's got to be some good like now public domain interview footage of them being like, yeah, come on, just say it.
It's like
I think you you ever seen the movie Cruising? Like
I actually want to see that.
We think you liked it.
We think you loved
That's
it a lot.
That's just our working theory.
I really do want to see that, and I think I gave my parents a run for their money when I was a kid because I was like, I read about this movie Cruising with Al Pacino, and they're just like, oh no. I'm like, no, I want to see that. I haven't yet. I still want to. I think they're doing a remaster DVD or Blu-ray, whatever.
He's like, we think you watch Cuties on Netflix. we think you'd like it.
That is unforgivable. It's like
what a nightmare of a movie.
Okay,
which one's that one?
Cuties. Okay, so
I'm for free speech, but
okay.
So
word.
Cuties is basically a movie about like dancing like
in the dark.
Yes, dancing in the dark. the Joji song. Slow dancing. But no, it's a movie basically where they have a bunch of children, and then it's like there's a dance competition or something like that, and they're dancing in very provocative ways, like twerking and stuff like
promiscuous kids,
and so
burlesque for kids.
Yeah, it's basically and so basically you would think like, oh man, how would you shoot? Because it's the filmmaker made it to highlight that issue that was going on.
Okay.
So how do you film it, right? Oh, you obviously have a bunch of children twerking, right?
No.
And you get like the tight shots of all of that. Yeah. And that's the movie.
I don't think you need to show that. I think you can cut to the audience and like you can.
Yeah.
Like, you don't need to.
Right.
Wow. Okay. All right.
This is actually so funny.
What do I know?
I don't dislike this movie, but it is like the craziest movie. It's like that's like a French. Isn't it a French guy who made that movie?
It's. I will
fact check. All right, I'm gonna take you on a walk here.
I think it was Francis
French
Ford
guys
Coppola.
Do that all the time. Sorry, this is like I hate France. They're so disgusting, but it's like okay, like I like Gaspar Noé, right? But Gaspar Noé specifically, he's made some really cool movies, right?
Okay.
Like one of his like, and most recently he's made some really cool movies that like I really like appreciate his style.
Are these all foreign films?
Yeah,
I'm
exactly.
really behind in the foreign.
Well, yeah, no worries. So Climax, right? He recently made Climax, which is a really cool story about like, and it is a tragedy. So this dance troupe, they all went out and they posted up in an abandoned high school, and then they were like doing this like these like, intense like choreography rehearsals because they had like a really serious like new wave dance competition in America, Well, this is actually a real story that they like adapted into the movie, but the movie is its own thing, of course.
Okay.
But so, anyways, this really edgy French director, he took a bunch of people who were choreographers, not actors, and he basically let them make their own sort of characters, right? Like he let them write their sort of own like characters through it. And so he also does this style called cinema verite, which is like specifically like you have to film on, so you have to use like real film, 35 millimeter, you know, and kind of like there's some specific like restraints on it, like to keep it feeling real, like intense, real, like raw cinema. So somebody doses the punch with LSD and the whole night goes to like shit and it goes absolutely crazy. And like it's a really cool movie though, because like you just see like all these people kind of like totally lost in tripping and like expressing it through their bodies and dance.
And they're like, just acting though.
Yeah, they're just acting. Okay. So that's the thing.
I was just like, did somebody actually lace the shoot? Like,
no, that's actually, he insisted, no, he said that they had a seminar where they would watch videos of people in psychosis, which is what LSD does to you when you take too much. So like, yeah, so he said it. And then he also said that he didn't tell anyone to do anything. So the movie's really intense, but apparently it was all done like in concert. But so anyways,
a lot of creative freedom there.
Yeah, but what got this guy famous was he made a movie called Irreversible. And Irreversible opens up with like two guys walking into a gay nightclub and then being like, "Where is he?" You know, and then everyone's like, "Hey, chill out, man. We're all having a good time."
Cruising.
Yeah, and yeah, exactly. literally, it's red light, and they're like, it's like French. They're like, "Come down. We are cruising. We are doing poppers. Like we are trying to have rough gay sex." You know, and this is the
You're ruining the vibe.
This is the place for it. Yeah. So anyways, so they're running through there, and they're like getting really rough. And it's two guys, and it's a thing of like one guy's really looking, and the other guy's like trying to protect his friend, and it gets really bad, and then they end up like someone dies. You know, a fight breaks out and someone dies. But you realize that the movie is working backwards, I have to say it. There's a 10-minute rape scene in the movie, and it's of the guy's girlfriend. So the whole thing of the movie is that it's
trying to find the guy who got
exactly. And then exactly. Yeah, and then it's the whole thing is that like the wrong person dies, and then also the whole thing is that, and let me just say, I have to, so I'm going to say this because it's funny.
Yep.
I have to defend the 10-minute rape scene. It's it's very like, it's not fun at all. It's not sexualized at all. Like literally, sorry, I would actually say it doesn't have the issue of cuties. It is very terrifying. It's random. She's walking home. She's walking. I'm going to bring up this part, which is that she's walking home and she decides to take a tunnel under the street.
Brilliant.
And it's like fine. Someone tells her to take it because it's safer.
Okay.
So there's like cruel details like that in the movie, but it's like French shit, whatever, and it still feels sensitive to the victim. But yeah, so she walks past like a couple, where the guy's hitting the lady. And the guy stops hitting like his girlfriend and then like immediately started aggressing her. So it's the most terrifying, like very clearly not her fault. Like, but anyways, it's still very sexist to try and make this movie. So it's like, but anyways, I appreciate someone who tries to do this thing. But so that was that was Gaspar Noé's like first movie. Yeah, and it's 10 minutes and you see the entire like attack.
Yikes.
But it's awful. And it like literally like I couldn't get through it the first two times. Yeah, I only tried to rewatch it because like I think the first time I was like, oh, I knew about it and I couldn't get through it. And then the second time I was like, oh, maybe should I watch it? And I still couldn't. I couldn't even get to the like subway scene. But then someone told me that they liked it. And that they actually like felt like, they were talking about like just the camera choices during, and like it made me be like, okay, cool, maybe there's something. But like French guys, right?
Yeah.
Do we have to do the 10-minute race? Yeah. See what I'm talking about? Where it's like, okay.
The Sopranos
how much
has
time
a vicious
did we like?
Scene with Dr. Melfi, but that's not 10 minutes.
So
it's vicious.
I'm actually very happy you brought that up because I still think to myself, I'm like, I wonder whether it's like cheap and vicious in a way. I always debate how much I like that episode because it's like it's very real. Yeah. I like it. It's very real, but also actually for the same issue that this like okay. It's also very sexist to immediately be like rape and then how can a man make it about him and go murder someone else? So that's sort of what I mean where it's like this is a messy way of like even looking at it because it's like also like within like an act of like it's very scary because it's like it's an act of senseless violence that is like or like you know what I mean? And
that's
then,
an insightful theme though.
And then men trying to make something
making
out
it
of
about them instead of the victim.
Yeah, so that's like so actually for the record, honestly, it's good to have these conversations. That's all. That's really all I can say. Yeah. And I actually really like. I will say that like I will defend Irreversible because after that scene they show like what life was like before, and it's awesome.
Okay.
You like
Yep.
you see how pretty that plate was before it like went through and got dirty a little bit. And that's the other thing too is like you kind of come through with like they're not dead. You know what I mean? You're like literally you come through happy. You're like thank God she's not dead. Like honestly, like
she can overcome this.
Yeah, like
Hopefully.
and especially it's like like sucks that happens to you. But what are you supposed to do? You have to like look at it like if a car hit you or something.
Yeah.
Well, that's
you know?
it's
like,
not her fault. Yeah.
Yeah, and I think, or even especially, it's like maybe that's. I mean, God, I'm just playing radical feminist here, but it's like, like rape is also not specific to women. So in a way, it's actually even weird to like kind of like genderize the whole thing. You know what I mean? Because then you make it that what's a man supposed to do when he gets raped and there's nothing to say about it. You know what I mean? Yeah. Like that's. I mean, we have this joke of men just repress it, but because there's no like path to getting better. Like that's just so crazy in our society that like I guess like
you just described Bill Burr's act. You did it. Bill Burr's act.
Is that the Dead Years?
Yeah.
Which one? Like
Drop
recent,
Dead Years?
recent one?
I mean, it's just like just his
general?
whole thing. It's just
Yeah.
like men are not.
Yeah. Well,
I love Bill Burr.
He's great.
Yeah. It's I guess funny's a poor choice of words here, but it's funny you bring that up because October, November, I went through, maybe even September, I went through on HBO Oz. I had seen it in college, but I watched all of it. And honestly, as dark as that show is, it's also kind of like a theater. It's kind of funny because it's so ridiculous at certain points, but the sexual assault stuff is crazy. And these guys have nowhere to go. And that's kind of, it is really... it's dark. That's wild. I don't know. I don't even know what to say about that other than I appreciate your perspective of it.
Yeah, well,
the themes are important.
Yeah,
I wish it didn't happen.
No, well, it's
it
like
does.
actually, it's so funny. Like, I don't necessarily like. It's I don't know. I just think it's an interesting thing. Well, I mean, I think like it's just an interesting like. The way we treat violence is so interesting.
Yeah.
I think there's such a weird cultural fascination on physical violence when like there's so much like. This sounds like a joke, but systemic violence, like it's like genuinely, like I do think like paperwork is violent. Can we just talk about? Sorry, can we like? Are these, like,
sure.
We're just talking. Wait, whatever.
Yeah, we're talking.
United
we're
Healthcare,
talking here.
Healthcare,
Hey, we're talking.
Healthcare
Hey,
CEO,
Gabagool, my brother Louis.
healthcare CEOs, they're killing people with paperwork.
Hey, Gabagool.
Quarter by quarter, they don't see the blood that comes.
It's well, sure. It's
white
very
collars, clean hands. The margins are bloody. That's what the margins where they push you.
work can feel very oppressive. I don't think that's a hot take.
Yeah.
It's hard. And paperwork's not fun. It is important.
It's important.
The white man's paperwork.
So.
All right. I'm steering the fucking conversation.
Please do.
Right.
D&D or what the fuck, or what?
What's your guys' first joke that you wrote?
Oh.
That I wrote?
Or like thought of?
The first time.
But we all do stand up, by the way. For those who are all watching, that's how we know each other.
Really.
Yeah.
I started in September of 24. I went to an open mic with Kaylee.
Yep.
And we just kind of showed up. There weren't a lot of people there. And then I kind of rose my hand and said, "Could I go?" And Anthony was like, "Get on up here." And I think the first joke that I did was like there were some college kids there, and people were kind of ragging on them, like, "You guys don't know how good you have it." And maybe you two were here for this, maybe you weren't. I've done this joke I think twice, but it's not even a joke. I just kind of tell the college kids like, college is really hard. Like you're trying to have fun. Like if you're actually going to class and taking it seriously and trying to make the most of it, it is work and it's hard and it's rewarding, but it's not like it's party after, like, sure, there's that, but there's also the work end of it, I guess.
Yeah.
But that was kind of my perspective on it, and it seemed like, so that was my first joke, I guess. Yeah. And Anthony
first
even
premise.
and Anthony was just like, that was such a different take on the college thing, which really made my little heart flutter because I've never done this before. Yeah. And that's a thing, not to get too much on a tangent, but how supportive you two have been. Everybody is just so supportive. I keep saying this, but I mean it. It just has blown me away because whether it's Bill Burr, whoever, I hear these comedians podcasts and they talk about how cutthroat the industry can be, and the Erie scene is not like that.
This fucking
the
asshole.
Nice man
it's so nice. The only thing.
Sorry, I always joke. Sorry, actually, this is so funny.
Don't
I have to stop you because literally, you are the nicest guy ever. Well, firstly, I'll say you had chops. We were doing that because you have chops. Actually, that's like, you see people. Okay, it's fun to watch when someone's like, "Oh, this is my first time doing an open mic." It's fun
different.
It's fun to key in. No, you had chops. That's why we told you that. So
you.
don't, like, you earned that. I don't know.
Yeah.
Especially it's like, it's just due diligence too. It's like,
oh my God.
Yeah.
Thank you.
Sorry. Yeah, but nobody. Dan is the nicest ever, and it's actually really funny.
It's a ruse.
I've been.
It's a total.
It's all fake. It's all fake.
Yeah,
I have horrific mood swings. But
we're
working on it.
I kind kind of like, I've been jokingly telling people you're the darkest comedian I know, so that whenever they see your act, they're just gonna laugh at like it's not like
you told Kaylee that, and I was like, that's the funniest. Yeah, I was like, I don't know. I do have some themes, but that makes way more sense because like I don't think I'm that dark.
You're
like,
not at all.
Yeah.
Sorry, you're the nicest guy ever. And
No,
it's
that's
funny
cool.
To just make that like
you're like, and I do mean this from the bottom of my heart. You're really fucking good as well.
Yeah.
Wow.
Okay. I think the biggest thing is that like what Anthony just said, you have different perspectives on things, and that is like I don't think you realize how important that is.
Yeah.
Like you really like stand up is all about a perspective. It's all about
everybody has their own.
It's all about taking a premise and then coming at it from a certain angle. A lot of comics starting out, they take from the same angle. Your first joke is about how college is hard. And how and the work-life balance of that's fucking good.
Yeah, and I dropped out of college, so I remember I engaged with it immediately. It's like, I agreed. And also, I didn't drop out because I'm dumb. I dropped out because I like didn't want to be there for all the work.
100%.
Yeah, like I couldn't I wasn't certain that I was like doing what I wanted to be doing.
I
like,
think everybody some people
I think
bless their hearts. Most people feel that way.
Well,
I think
everyone who gets a chance to go to college basically should, and they should try it out. But I just wish it was more consequence free to try and get an education. I guess. That's like honestly, like that's like, or I think about that all the time. I would have a degree in chemistry if my thing were paid for. Like, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like, if you were able to study and it did not be like anyways.
No, thank you. I hogged the mic there for a minute. I should
hear
your two's first
There's
joke.
no hogging the mic. Just talk.
Yeah, there's
no.
Yeah, and here's the
when I say casual. Sorry, not to cut you off. When I say casual, that's what I'm talking about. Just
and also Quinn's gonna cut you out of the episode anyways. It's fine.
Thank you. No, that's my dream. Really.
Yeah, you're done.
Telling everybody I'm doing this podcast.
Yeah, this is a Make-A-Wish. You know that, right?
Finally, they listened.
Cutting somebody out as a bit would be so much work.
That's so good. It's just a black box.
That would be, oh man. AI, training in AI to recognize Dan Stone and cut him out of all my content.
For what it's worth, I was kind of being sarcastic when I said I hogged the mic. I just thought it was a funny thing to say. This is very loose, open forum, which I like.
You're so
like
that's the other thing. Yeah, sometimes when you go, that's actually sometimes I can't tell when you're like being.
I can't tell either half the time.
Yeah,
and usually I'll just.
That's a fucking gift.
So what I'll do, and not to make it all about me,
it's a good point.
But I'll say something, and depending on how the other person responds, I might be like, "Yeah, I meant what I said," or I'll just be like, "I was being sarcastic." Like, so I'm just like, "What did I really mean?" I don't know. I'm just
really
like, I don't know.
This guy's
That's
fucking
funny.
crazy.
Yeah. Well, we all are, I think.
Yeah. Okay,
to
so
get up on stage is insane.
Yeah,
my fucking partner was making fun of me because they were like, "Oh, like ADHD." I read that ADHD people don't have an internal monologue, and they were like, "Do you?" And I'm like,
3 of them.
Yeah, but I only have access to them when I'm doing certain stuff. Does that make sense?
Yeah.
Like it's like, I kind of understand that.
Yeah.
Okay, I like a big thing for me, a reason I'm a talker, I can hear myself think when I talk. And sometimes when other people are talking, but sometimes when other people talk too long, I just go dead. and I don't know what it is. It's actually awful. I really listen to people, but sometimes it's like
I can relate.
But so that's why.
We had to cut 20 minutes of this podcast because Quinn fell on the desk. Just shut off. It's just like
needed to recharge.
Dan starts talking for 2 minutes and Quinn just
fucking,
I'm good.
He's fucking dead.
Yeah, my fentanyl drip kicks in. Just
I would guess though, because you've lived with this affliction your whole life, that you are able to like fake it. And you're able to like pretend like you're listening, and you're able to say little things, and people are like, wow, they're really engaged in my conversation. And it's like, I haven't heard a word.
It's actually, I do actively listen, but the worst part is that even when actively listening, sometimes I will be like, oh no, like the static is getting louder. Like, like that's like, like
I'm going in.
Literally, so no, exactly. I'm getting sucked back into the tar pit. I'm like, oh no, I was listening to what Chris was saying.
I think for a lot of my life, I assumed everybody was like that,
it's
but
killed.
Then you meet people that actually do listen, and you're like, oh, That's new. Like I thought all of us just didn't listen to each other.
I'm trying.
I had no idea.
I'm trying to get on meds because I'm hoping that it will like let me. That's
hard.
And
Listening's hard.
Yeah, genuinely, I'm at the point where like if it would just be easier to be there and like listen for people, my relationships would just be better.
100%.
God,
Or they'd be worse because then you'd actually know them.
Yeah.
And you're like,
that's
oh.
true. The more people would, but that's just how relationships go, though. And honestly, what are your 20s for if not like meeting with people, blocking them,
Exactly.
sick of them, deciding whether you want them back in your life again? I don't know.
Yeah.
You know, it's
Yeah,
like,
you guys are 10 years younger than me.
Yeah. And
yeah. I'm
and
23, so
in
yeah,
your
yeah.
20s,
still in fuck around mode.
Yeah.
Yeah, you're
Well,
20.
you always will be.
Your 20s,
True.
you're supposed to
I
be.
will, yeah.
Your 20s, you're supposed to be a Roomba. You're supposed to just start hitting walls.
Yeah, do different
and figuring out your house.
I agree.
Figure out what you're
building a.
just figure out where you're supposed to go, and then you can find the path.
Hopefully, you
Yeah.
have a foundation.
That's
You're
a
kind
good-
of
that's a
building
fun
a
way of
first
looking at
floor.
it. Yeah.
I like that. Yeah,
Yeah.
and there's always room to. Even my friends who have kids, they still make time to play video games or
Exactly.
whatever. Like you got to have that.
Because they hate
you
their
time.
kids.
they will make those jokes, but fortunately, they love their kids. The people I work with as a social worker, that's a different
I
conversation.
need
but-
Will to distract me from my child.
Well, and I have to turn off my social work brain with my
Let's
friends.
get Dan Stone fired.
fine.
Let's
Social
get-
worker
Yeah,
stories.
yeah.
Social worker stories.
I will respect confidentiality. Whatever you can think of, I'm not going to say I've seen it. I've probably heard about it. And there's still things I haven't seen. Like I'm not naive enough to say I've seen everything. I haven't. There's more stuff. Like there's always shocking twists and turns. There's also really positive stories that you wouldn't believe.
Yeah.
Like,
Yeah,
genuinely the most beautiful things that you can imagine. Just unfortunately, the flip side of that same coin. It's horrific.
I was actually
Awful.
going to say, I mean, unless you had something genuinely funny to say, I imagine we don't want to hear about them. It's just genuinely like, or you know what I'm saying? It's that type of stuff where it's like, it's not even funny. It's just like, here's this normal person having this array of issues and it's specific to them. And yeah, you know what I mean? And especially like, I mean, genuinely, dude, honestly, you do an amazing job because I mean, how
Some
do you
days
not?
are easier than others.
You gotta get tired. Like that's what
sure,
I'm just
burnout's real.
because you have to care. Like sorry, it's like genuine. I know you have to care. But you gotta be professional, but you can't. You know, it seems well the way you have a very like you work in an intimate part of people's like lives and shit.
Sure.
That's what I mean. It's just like that seems tiring. I know you've built up a thing. I'm sure.
I want to work up a bit, and I think I need to take the anger out of it. But the arrogance, arrogance of social workers who are like, I do this, that, and I don't want to take away from any of that. But literally, the guy working at Taco Bell, the girl who's working at the gas station, whatever, people are out there having to hear other people's garbage. And for those moments where like that person's checking out and they're just complaining about the guy that almost rear-ended them, like they're kind of doing social work. And like, it's really... It's all around us, and I don't want to minimize the work that we do, but I do kind of want to normalize it as far as like a lot of people have to hear and deal with other people's garbage, whether they want to or not, and all different types of walks of life. So I just get a little bit frustrated when people talk about like how essential we are, like, and I made this joke during COVID, and I don't even know that it's a joke, like. I'm a social worker. Great. Awesome. It's really good. The people that kept the country going were literally the gas station workers, the fast food workers, the people that were figuring out how to serve drinks at a bar and get past the loopholes to keep people going.
Yeah.
Like, so I don't mean to get on a pedestal, but just everybody has something to contribute. I like to think, obviously, unfortunately, some people aren't able, but
it's like
anyways.
genuinely inspiring, actually. No,
Thank you.
I got taken in with
Also,
what you were saying.
you said
I
working on making that a joke.
Yeah.
It's not really a joke right now.
Sorry, you're too invested in that.
Yeah, I know. I just get
really,
mad.
That's really Dan, actually. You
that's
can't.
great. And also, there's something there. There's a premise in there of like the self-righteous social worker.
Yeah, the worst. Worse than the parents I work with.
Yeah,
straight up.
That's
more damaging.
That's good.
Yeah,
that's good.
You can't believe it.
Yeah, that's
You're
really
just
good.
like, what do you think you did here? Like they're the ones doing it 24/7. You went in and said a sentence. Great, take your credit. They did the work.
Yeah.
Like, come on. Whatever.
Yeah, that's
we
right.
all.
Yeah.
But that keeps them going. I guess that's how they get through the day.
Are you saying that like? Sorry, and for the record, are you just saying that like? That like you just get frustrated because on one hand it's like the work is easy even though you do a lot of it. Are you like sorry? You mean like do you mean treating people like people is like a thing that we all sort of do and like sorry that was really interesting how you kind of went to like there's gas station workers and people who are bartenders who made it work. I was just like curious. I'm like, what do you like? I understand. Sorry, but like I guess I was like, are you talking about the social aspect that those people provide? Like the little things that are in there. Like you're saying that's social work in its way. I was just curious. Like what do you? I guess I'm curious. What is the crux of specific. I kind of got lost, like in your feeling. I actually
like
got
it.
lost in like what do you mean by
We
that?
broke through the static. They're fully invested. She's fully invested.
I'm so focused right now.
I don't know. I was just curious about what that.
Yeah.
I'll indulge you, and I bet you later today I'll be thinking about this conversation and how I wish I would have said things differently, because that's the nature of me. But on the like, I guess a great example is going to a bar. Maybe somebody's had a bad day, and if you people watch, you'll see this happen. And they will talk to the bartender about A, B, C, and D. Maybe they're a regular patron, maybe they're not. But the bartender, I mean, if they want to be a good bartender, which maybe that's rude to say, they will at least pretend to listen, and they will at least pretend to give this person a platform to speak. And I think more often than not, me as a social worker, like, yes, I'm there for a specific task, for a specific role, which we can get into that, and I've worked different roles. But like the role that I do now, I have a specific job function that I'm trying to get done. However, there has to be time and space for me, I think, to let them talk to me about things that really aren't essential to my specific job function, but I am building that rapport, and I'm giving them that space to talk. And I guess, not to toot our own horn here, but if we don't give them that platform, like legitimately, who knows what's going to happen when we leave? Like, how's that going to build up? Are they going to take it out on their kids? Are they going to take it out on their others? Are they going to take it out on themselves? Like, so I think that people literally do that at bars. I see people flip out when they're not flip out, but like they'll hold up a line because they're talking to somebody while they're checking out at a grocery store about stuff that like that clerk doesn't even know you. And you're talking about like blah, blah, blah. And some people are just very open, which is I'm trying to, usually when people are open, I think they have an agenda, and maybe that says something about me. But I think a lot of people, I don't want to say they don't think like me, but it's not all like agendas. It's just like people are just living, and it's just like, hey, this is what's on their mind. They're sharing it. There's no greater meaning to it beyond that moment. But I don't know.
When you're in a mental,
people are conniving too.
Well, this is like, this is just like as part of the mental health crisis. If you have like a serious, I mean, I'm bipolar. That's how I know. But
I caught that on one of the episodes.
Oversharing is one of the biggest like things where it's like, it is just usually like, when that person could just be autistic and trying to be social, not understanding where to call
100%.
And it's like, I mean, it's actually funny. Specifically, like, I've overshared a ton, or like I especially had like periods of oversharing too. And where like you have to like watch it because and actually funny, I had to cut down on it because it just makes you stick out. That's actually the biggest thing, is that like it makes you stick out in such an unbecoming way, in that like it's actually funny. I think a lot of people do start to just be like, what is this person's deal? Like, and maybe not even just being like, what is their like agenda, but it's like, people start to just be like, what is this person's deal? Why don't they shut up? I'm sick of hearing them, like,
the static.
I think I have
or meeting strangers is like, I guess like I had a thing of meeting strangers in bars, and then we like talk for 40 minutes and we're friends, and then we're like best friends for that night, and then we don't talk again. It's like weird, sometimes two people who with a similar thing like get up and do that. It's like that's cool.
I think I actually like an optimal. I think I undershare. I think I'm very much like I don't talk about myself a lot. And I don't know. I don't know if that's a good thing or not.
I've had to know you a while to like learn all the stuff I have known. So that's actually maybe you could probably stand to talk about yourself more.
I could. I don't know. Yeah.
There's a rap lyric, and I don't know the rap song, but the premise of the lyric is just kind of like
three white people talking about rap. Let's fucking do it.
The premise is basically at a certain point, and I don't know a better way to say this, at a certain point, being humble is stupid. It's selling yourself short, and that really, I was like, wow, like, don't be arrogant, but also if you did do something, take pride in it. I mean, there's nothing wrong with that. But it is a fine line. Because sometimes it is like, okay, do we need to hear about that great thing you did again? But at the same time, though, I guess if people are really your friends, they are proud of you and they do want to hear about it.
It's about what you, well, it's like, it's one of those things where it's like, you don't want to be too humbled, where it's like, I've also had that issue where like you
sell yourself short.
You won't do anything. That's like, I think that's the other big thing where it's like you have to really get into the mindset of like, okay, I might not like be this thing. Well, I don't know. Like, I've been texting bar owners and stuff trying to get shows started and stuff. And
that's cool.
That's tough to do though.
Here around town.
Well, especially like that's tough to do because I'm immediately like nervous that like I just don't even know. There's so many thoughts where I'm just like, okay, it's like I haven't run a show, so like, are they just gonna think it's amateurish? Are they gonna fucking talk to Anthony and Anthony's gonna say my shit's too dark? You know what I mean? Like, I don't know. Like I guess like there's like
you have some very light moments in your humor too, which is
I've been trying to pull it back for like months. Actually, it's funny.
Okay.
Yeah, I know. I mean, I think I've been thinking of myself as dark and twisted. So generally, I actually like don't try to do that because I find that's okay. I tend that way. I tend that way when I just get shitty and riff about something. You know what I mean?
You were driving.
If you get me into a
a few weeks ago at 10:20. Like you were just going, and it was great. And
Yeah,
then you kind of stopped yourself because you're like, I've just been.
I get
it
lucky.
was great.
Yeah, I get lucky.
It really
sometimes.
was.
I get lucky, and that's like, thankfully, I think that's why I want to keep doing this because, like, that'll really help me when I'm trying to fill time in clubs and stuff.
Yeah.
But like, like I think like that used to be a thing where like I used to try and rely on that and stuff too, which you can't do. So yeah, I think like okay, genuinely, I've got bipolar too. So that's the other thing where it's like I tend towards depression, and like so it's that thing of like. The longer I talk, it just gets like sad and fucked up. And I don't think that's
like
I don't even think that's like me.
Yeah.
I think I'm like a very thoughtful, sensitive, like
you are
intelligent person, but I just tend to like, especially like have like problems stick in my head. I'm hyper fixated on issues, and it's like, especially where it's like, like I don't know what, like, and it's like a thing where it's good, but it's bad. So, I guess I don't want to share my mental like muck with people. That's the other thing too, where it's like, like there's an extent to which you can go on stage and be like, man, I want to kill myself, and like, and it just opens up the crowd, and you like, and you know that you're like, it's okay, I'm human, it's okay to feel. I didn't hurt anyone by saying that. Like it's like I said an unspoken thing that some of us would do, but then like, I don't know, it started to eat at me a little bit, where it's like, or I don't know, me and Jerry too just used to hang out and like just get so gross and edgy, like. I don't know. Yeah, I used to be more shock comic-y, especially with the guys I used to get along with. So it's like, I think I'm trying to get away from that. Like, okay, Joe Allen Summers, I get along with him so good. It's not even fucking funny. I love him.
I'm still getting to know everybody.
Yeah,
he's great. Right. He's a wild man. I need to have him on like soon. I just don't know whether
that'd be a 6-hour podcast.
I just don't,
that's a lot.
He's gonna try and steal copper.
That's longer.
Like I just don't. I'm not sure. I'm like scared. I'm like scared about telling him about a place with so much equipment in it.
Yeah, no, that's
like I'm just he's gonna walk in here like, hey,
I don't want to throw shade, but
listen, all right,
you should think about that stuff.
I love him, and I think Joe's okay with you saying anything about him for a fucking laugh. I don't think it's not. Yeah, sorry.
Yeah, cool. Just like for real, Joe's great. Joe Summers is awesome, cool. The visual of Joe getting wide-eyed as he walks into the room, it's like.
Dollar signs. Just dollar signs.
I see where this is going.
Yeah, like fucking, oh my god.
He walks in and just walks out. I can't be in there. Like I already know.
It's too tempting.
I know.
It's too tempting. You see, Joe does a whole podcast like this.
Yeah.
just like, we're great.
There's this guy I was sports betting with. The fucking DraftKings wasn't serious enough for me. I had to meet a guy, but I owe him some money, but I know a place to get some cameras, so
Kill
I
Tony.
think we're okay. Oh my god.
We can talk about the plague of gambling in this country if you guys want to. It's super fun.
Hey Quinn, what was the first joke that you wrote?
It's actually so funny. I actually did have a thing for you, but it wasn't very interesting.
Oh yeah. Circle back.
Okay, yeah. First joke I wrote. Shit. So like I remember I could probably find my first like I could find my first like set list. It was in like an old journal that turned into a joke book, and then I like kind of like tossed it. But I can find that book, it's buried. I know that because I wrote out like everything I fucking said. Yep. I literally I ended up basically I riffed a little bit, but I ended up writing out like I think what ended up being 6 paragraphs of stuff to say.
That's what Franks does, I think.
Yeah. Okay. So actually it was funny. So Jim had done his first open mic 2 weeks before I had done my first. So it was Jim's second one, and it was nice. So like I actually met Jim, and we immediately got along like really good.
Hell yeah.
And also Jim actually like. Jim was my first impression that was like positive of Erie comedy. I'm not even fucking with you. Jim kind of killed it.
Yeah.
And it was like he was the first guy where I was like, oh fuck, I could be like friends with this guy. I feel like maybe I respect his like formatting. I feel like we could maybe write stuff together eventually. Like, yeah, it got me excited. And then also me and Jim actually did go on to like really like know each other well. But yeah, so I ended up telling some joke. And this is just, well, I'll say it's the first joke I wrote because I know I opened with it.
Yeah.
I'm pretty sure I had talked about doing the announcements in high school, but but when I was in, but I went to a really small, I went to a small high school with like 400 kids in it, and
I forgot about
morning announcements. So the whole thing was like, I don't know why they put me in because I had like a nice voice or whatever, and like, my grades were okay enough, and I like schmoozed with the secretary, and. Yeah, like I think I just joked about how there would always be a cop in the office, and I would always very clearly smell like weed. I would usually just have weed on me, and like they never did anything. They would literally be like, "What is that smell?" And for some reason, they never stopped or searched me. And I think I just did a joke about how it's like, yeah, like it's awesome being white. Like I think I literally was just like I was like, it is so cool being a well-off white kid, and there's people just checking everybody else, and it's like, especially because like it was pretty fucking clear. Like I was not slick. Like. And that's the other thing too was that like
Did you think you were?
No. It was like I would get so stoned. I loved weed. It was bad. Like I didn't like weed through high school. I was like closet drinking, and then I did like weed, but then it was so funny because that was who I was like senior year.
Okay.
And
that persona.
Yeah, but it was like cool. I was like breaking out of like being a nerd a bit. At least or being a nerd or just being, I don't even know. I just wasn't cool in high school. And I say like I didn't like who I was. It was like I was like
high school was hard.
Yeah, it was like, okay, I literally looked, you could see it on my face that I'm like, I'm trying to please my dad. Like, it's like, you know what I mean? It's like I just was not happy for any of that. And all of the choices, like where you could see, like, out from that.
Yeah.
And like, which is so funny. I'm not even like mad at my old man that much. It's just like, like that, those expectations fucked me
I don't
up.
want to minimize anything, but some of that's very normal. I mean, because your world is your parents for some people, and that's, you don't know. I don't know. It's interesting.
Yeah. No, I was bold because I was like a good kid, and I was like, no one's just, I was like, well, I was always like, they can't just prove it. I was like, they just can't prove it. I was like, worst case scenario, the principal who likes me is going to drag me into his office and be like,
don't do that.
Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah, exactly. Like I was like, but also that was me in a little shit. Sure. I had calculated that I was like totally. I mean, but also it didn't matter. I liked doing the announcements, and I just wanted to be high for the first 2 classes in school. But it's like
it's high school again. I don't want to minimize anything. Obviously, it's nice when people can be healthy and happy without that stuff. But
I scheduled 2 gym classes in one semester that year.
They let you do that?
Yeah,
because they liked you, or
they're just like get him out of the class.
There's black mold in the building. They don't give a shit.
Oh
people were letting shit fly.
I hated gym class. I don't mean to be rude. I really didn't like gym class.
They genuinely had shut down. There was like a 3-floor like section of the high school that used to just be a middle school.
Yeah,
and then there was like asbestos in it, so they just closed it off. There was a forbidden wing.
Wow.
There was just
that's
a good premise for a horror movie.
Yeah,
kids go to that section of the school.
And they just get slow cancer.
Yeah. By the end of the movie, it's just like, full blown.
It's like so we live in time type of movie.
The lesson is listen to your administrators.
God, Stranger Things got weird.
Oh my god.
I like Stranger Things.
Yeah, it's great.
Yeah.
I never watched it.
Yeah, I think
it's fun.
I think this.
I waited too long.
I'm not going to tell you need to watch it.
It's like, well, I was like, I wasn't like, I'm not going to start watching it now.
Season 1, I would say, is worth it, but whatever.
I actually did see season 1. My bad. I actually saw season 1, but it didn't stick with me at all. It didn't stick with me at all.
Yeah.
We digress.
We digress.
We're good at that.
Yeah. This a hot take. I think I should have been bullied.
What did you do?
So here's
tall enough not to be.
Yeah, it was that because I was.
I like that my response wasn't "Don't say that about yourself." It was "What did you do?" Like, tell me more. Why do you?
No, I think I should have because on paper, if you don't look at me, it's like kid. I mean, played a lot of sports, but had some friends, but wasn't like. Also in our high school, it wasn't like a lot of cliques. It was like because like super small. I graduated with the class of 15.
Wow.
1-5, super small.
Yeah.
And basically like all of high school, we just like it's the same class basically every year.
Yeah.
It's like so funny. I don't know if you've just become more polished, but like you've never seemed like a loser though. I met you years ago through my partner being in college with you, and like that did like sorry for the record, it's like you never seemed like a dork. That's the other
I'm stunned that you graduated with a class of 15 considering how well you carried
valedictorian.
Okay,
yeah.
Well done.
How far have we fallen?
Yeah. No,
you were valedictorian?
I was valedictorian. Again, class of 15.
I was class speaker for my
hey, there you go.
You do undershare. It's actually funny. Like, actually, that doesn't surprise me knowing what I know about you like now. But like, you do just undershare.
I just undershare.
You shouldn't go out there being like, I'm valedictorian, by the way. But
did you have to give a speech?
That is tight.
Yeah, I gave a speech at the end.
What, like 50, 100 people?
See, that's cool though. Valedictorian is cool. That's like that's a nerd thing with like a you don't.
Yeah, with a status on it.
Yeah.
But I feel like I don't know. I feel like if I was bullied, I feel like I would have. you know, funnily enough, I'm not really a people person. Like I've learned to be a people person. I don't know. I don't know.
Yeah.
I feel like
that's so no.
I feel like I went through high school. I didn't get like the full experience. Cause like I really kind of just like coasted through. Cause all right, I'll just do my grades. I'll do my grades. Fuck. I'll do my work. I'll do my sports, and then I'll leave school. And I was very much just like, all right, I was like, I'm here to get my high school diploma, and then I'm out of here.
Yeah,
like, I'm here to get my high school diploma, get some Letterman jackets.
Yeah,
and leave.
Yeah.
And I did that, but I was like, I haven't talked to any of them since, which is like it's like, I don't know, like
any of your classmates,
any of my classmates.
Yeah.
I haven't got like. The last time I was in Tionesta was I did a shoot for Erie News Now down there, and that was the first time I was down there in 5 years.
That must have been a trip a little bit.
Kind of.
Yeah.
And I was like, oh yeah, cool, whatever. I don't know. I feel like I don't know if I like lost part of something there, because like I like a good chunk of the people in my class still hang out to this day.
That's cool.
Yeah. which is like interesting, but like
I think it's.
I don't know.
I think it's better to do your own thing. I don't know.
Yeah.
It's like
It's just whatever works for you.
I
Yeah.
think
I don't
like
know.
yeah. Also, it's like that's a really unique situation you have. I think it's like
15
because
people.
it was
Yeah.
because it was so limited. Honestly, you have to, and I think there's growing pains with that. But I don't think you were like wrong to.
I graduated with like 600 because McDowell.
Yeah.
So
Well, it's like-
so it's just I can't even imagine that small of a.
Yeah.
Yeah. Wow.
You can't ever go back home. That's the other thing. You know what I
Yeah.
mean? You can't really. You know.
Yeah.
That's sorry. They're not to make anyone cry here.
No, you're
but
good.
it's
No,
like,
you're good.
yeah,
You're good.
like, yeah.
Yeah.
You know
I
what
shouldn't
I'm
say I
saying?
can't imagine.
youth are
It's just
dead.
a different world.
Yeah, well, it's like stuff's different. You can meet your,
Exactly,
You can
yeah.
meet your friends grown up, but you can't go hang out with your old friends.
Ex-
It's like
exactly,
yeah.
yeah.
You should,
I don't know. Everybody's different. I'm still. I feel very fortunate. I'm still friends that I was friends with high school. I'm friends that I was friends with from college. I'm making new friends. I like to.
Yeah.
So it's. I feel very fortunate
What
in
he
that
thinks.
regard. Yeah, that's what I think. Until I'm cropped out of the
It's
whole
all
podcast.
a ruse.
Yeah, I know all about ruses. I shouldn't say I know all about ruses,
black
but I know a
your
good
eyes
amount.
got too black when you said that. I was like, I had to look away. I got scared.
But that's interesting. You don't carry yourself
got
as
too
somebody
deep.
that went to such a small school. I don't
Yeah.
think you carry yourself that way.
Yeah, that's actually you. Honestly, you just yeah. That's actually. I just thought you. Yeah, you don't really have that energy. You maybe have like small school energy or whatever, but you don't have like, you don't have
Big school
homeschool energy. You don't have homeschool energy.
Yeah.
but
Definitely
I
not.
have small school energy. That's what
I
I'm
like
talking about.
that.
I have small school energy. It's like
I've never heard. That's hilarious.
well, don't you? I would get
love
jealous
that.
of people who would be like my high school has 7,000 people in it. I would be like, I hate you.
Yeah.
Like you are probably so much better adjusted than me. Holy shit!
Some people
they let
can
me do
handle
two.
it. Some people
yeah, I'm
can't.
like,
I mean,
yeah, like,
some people can do cyber school. Some people can't. Some people can do a
Yeah,
large
yeah.
class. Some people can't. I think most people are just mediocre, but everybody wants to think they're above average. But most people are probably just average, which
that's
is fine.
so fair. Well, that's like okay. Can I be real? That's part of it. Part of me is like I want to actually know where I would have fallen in the sample.
Sure.
And part of
Yeah.
me is like only 400 kids. Where was I actually?
Yeah.
You know?
Yeah.
Especially it's like weird. Like yeah.
Yeah.
Well, we're both quite a bit more than 50. I mean, 400 and 600 is both a lot more than, quite different than 15, I would say.
Yeah.
I think 400 is pretty big size.
To put more stuff in perspective, West Forest is a elementary school and a high school. Okay, it's in one building. Pre-K through 12th, 275 kids.
Incredible. That's the whole district.
There's 2 schools in the district, and the other ones on the opposite side of the county.
Yeah.
It says West Forest and East Forest.
Yeah.
East Forest is even smaller.
That's how it is some places.
And that
you know?
superintendent still gets stressed out.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I have cousins that live in Somerset County.
Mm-hmm.
They have a farm and stuff.
Yeah.
God love them, but like there's
Farms are
just
cool.
well, I mean, like when I see what their kid, what my cousins post on Snapchat and stuff, I'm just like the same 6 people.
Yep.
Like literally just like swapping out prom dates like it's swingers night.
Well, there's-
like, does you know what I mean? Like it's like literally it's like we've all dated each other. It's like I'm just like it makes me feel so bad for them. I'm like, you kids are living like a weird like dystopian life where it's like
It's all they know.
They're just and they're scared of cities because there's black people there.
Oh,
like,
jeez.
like you know what I mean? And it's like that. It's that. Yeah. Like no, and they're cool. They're very. That's the worst part. They're nice, sweet
Yeah.
people who who are very cool with like animal husbandry,
Yeah.
fucking agriculture, guns. They're so competent in everything, but it's like their social life and like bandwidth is so limited, and it makes me like regret them so much. And like to the extent that like I haven't talked to them in months.
Yeah.
And it's just like I don't
It's
know.
like eating wasabi for the first time. You're just like, what?
Yeah.
Yeah, totally.
What's
Or
going
like,
on?
It's even
Spicy.
worse. They I thought they would get cultured, right? Because so this is how like out in the middle of the sticks they are. My aunt, my uncle, my mom's brother is married to a woman who is a former Mennonite.
Okay,
like
I've heard
fully
of them.
like they're like Amish, but they're not. It's like a whole thing. She has like a pixie cut that like defines her because the whole thing is that when you're Mennonite and you're a woman, they don't let you cut your hair until you're like 18. So you can like identify Mennonites by like their
sign of adulthood.
Yeah, by if you see like 4 girls that all have like waist length hair, they're Mennonites. But so her like Mennonite sister got into like an online relationship. Like it was some 90 Day Fiance type shit. She got into a relationship with a guy from Guatemala. Ooh. And they like fell in love and like I think they had a kid, but then he gets deported back to Guatemala. That's rough. So then this woman goes to Guatemala to live with him. So it's really funny. My most country cousins have like this Guatemala channel that they like, you know what I mean? Like they've gone to Guatemala, but all they took away from it, they're like, it's bad down there. They're communists, and outside every gas station, there's a guy with an AR-15. Yep. Like, and that's like, but that's all they took away from it. You know what I mean? It's like that's what I'm talking about.
Those are some pretty big takeaways.
Yeah, well, okay, yeah, but it's like they don't fucking. Right. You know what I'm talking about.
Their worldview is different.
They're not even thinking about like they're just like like the. Like they just think the guy has a gun because he's like this is hell, keep moving, like it's like, do you know what I mean? Right. Like it's
why
not
is it like that?
Like whereas like if you'd stop and talk to him, he's like there's a lot of intersectionality to talk about here. You know,
it's such more complex than it seems on the surface.
Are you aware of the tariffs? Are you aware of the trade policy of the U.S.?
I don't know how much conversing I would do with somebody holding an AK-47. I don't know that I would. But to your point,
a good point.
We are aware.
I don't know.
I
want
to get his life story. It's like, why do you think you need that gun?
You know what the worst part is? Okay, I'm the type of person.
Can I borrow it?
I would talk to him. I would. Yeah. I know for a fact I'm the type of person where no matter what, I would probably get out and be like, whoa. You need that? Like I would literally be like, yo necesito?
It's real out there. Yeah, no, that's a good. And they'd be like
speaking broken languages that they don't speak.
See, this is what I'm saying.
Necesito
this is how cool I am. I can make it work. I can make it work.
See, necesito.
Come on, they would know what I meant. They would know what I meant. It's
you had universal language.
I've never been to Guatemala.
I say yo necesito. And they're like they shoot me in the chest. They're like because I said I need that gun.
Yeah, they shoot you in Morse code.
No gun for you.
No gun for you.
But I'll give you some bullets.
Yeah, they shoot at my feet and make me dance.
Oh man. Well, in some ways they're more cultured than I. I've never been to Guatemala, so in some ways.
I don't know about Guatemala, but I don't know. I don't know Guatemala's deal actually.
Yeah.
I couldn't tell you.
I know
specific. Sorry, I like to be specific. That's what my bad. It's like I know. Yeah, I just don't know specifically what their deal is. But
they sound different. They have a different worldview than others.
Yeah. Well, I think Guatemala and Puerto Rico are pretty like.
Yeah. All right. So where were we?
You haven't told your first joke yet.
Oh.
Yeah. We didn't get to you.
So my first joke. I'll say my first and my second because my first joke was I looked like the one guy in Deadliest Catch that dies every season.
That's a good one.
That was my first joke.
I think I've heard you say that one.
When you made that joke work, man, I like remember that week, and I was like, that was so good. Because you added the I think the crab cage bit.
Yeah,
I don't know. Or you have two big punches that work, and like the first one is you were just talking about you describing the guy, and then the crab cage thing. I forget which one, but one of the times I remember.
Yeah, it was like So like the guy, like you can visualize the guy just got out of rehab, and he's like, I'm gonna do good this time, Captain. I swear. And then I am so sorry. That's so.
You're good.
Oh, you're fine.
How dare you? You derailed the whole show.
Oh my goodness, it's over. But it's like
we're killing it.
And like the same episode just gets murdered like Jello through a tennis racket.
Yeah,
that happened.
Yeah, that's it.
I mean,
or it could happen.
I don't think they would show it on the show.
Right.
But yeah, so
people could go that way. That sounds.
I mean, yeah.
Ooh, you turn into a jellyfish.
I like visuals. I like visuals are great.
Yeah.
I want to grow more limbs. How? But my first my first joke that I tried working on and didn't work. I've said this joke once. It was at the first open mic. It's a premise basically all spokespeople for companies Flow from Progressive, Papa John's, all of that. A lot of them are psychos.
Sure.
A lot like I mean like let's Jared from Subway.
That's the first one that came to my mind.
That's the first one. It's like he's a monster. Papa John's is
he's
crazy.
out there.
And like here's the thing, they've always been crazy.
Yeah.
It's like Papa John's got arrested for stalking in 1997.
Oh, I didn't know that.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's fun. That's fun.
But what were the circumstances? Maybe they were both going the same way. And
Oh
it
yeah,
was a
yeah. It
misunderstanding.
was one of those where it's like they both parked in the same parking lot, and someone just got confused. Someone just got confused, and Papa John's couldn't speak. Like, no, I swear, we the same way.
He ordered a pizza. I was trying to bring him a pizza.
I feel like knowing
A
Papa John's,
papadilla.
too, the police probably took him in. He's like, I wasn't stalking her. like just like like
She
I just
wanted
feel like
it.
Yeah, that's what I mean. Yeah, exactly. I could tell.
It's like
The way her taillights
like-
flashed.
I'm not stalking her. I'm friends with Peyton Manning.
Yeah.
I can't stalk someone.
I know her parents. It's fine.
She was picking up the pace when walking. She wanted me to chase her. I could see it.
I needed to make sure she got home safe from her Papa John shift.
From her Papa John shift.
No, I didn't know that. I heard some other things about.
Yeah.
It's unfortunate that a lot of the people that like I don't know if I should say I look up to, but artists I admire, like when you really get to know them, there's usually a thing or two where you're like, I don't love that.
Yeah. There's
but
always something.
I like the spokesperson bit
yeah,
though. To
it's
your
like
point, this
and
is
like
really
the
funny.
punch I tried to work, and I don't know. It's just, I think the bit's just a little too long. But like the punch is like, imagine Flo from Progressive is
Oh
like,
no!
yeah. So it's like, hey kid, you know your dad and your mom, I took them, and then I bundled them together.
I like that.
Yeah.
She's such a sweetheart.
she's honestly great.
As far as we know.
Yeah, as far as we know, who knows what those glistening white teeth are hiding?
What a career! You go into acting and you end up as not the worst.
Yeah, it's not the worst gig at
profession,
all.
no.
At least
you're doing it.
I saw a leak about this. Flo from Progressive, her face is actually entirely like it's like a it's partially real, or it's organic. It's like an organic artificial synthetic prosthetic, and actually she just looks like the teethy one from Hellraiser.
Oh my goodness! All right, no,
She looks
what were you going to
She just like
Oh my God.
takes off the outfit.
Yeah,
It's just
she looks like the one with the dental thing going on, the pulled back tight.
she's just like Monstro Eliza from The Substance. She's just like,
I need to see that. I want to see that.
yeah.
Well, that's a scary thought.
Yeah. So I don't
I
know
wonder
where
what that
I don't know.
Gecko gets
I don't know.
up to.
He's just
He's probably not even English. Like
Yeah.
it's all just a ruse.
he's an actual gecko.
Yeah.
You can't see
Yeah.
it all. It's all dubbed over.
I can't believe that.
Yeah.
Let's not go that. Like there's some of it's real.
Let's not be crazy.
That gecko is like, I want to see I
And
can't
punch
wait
him
until
down.
I can't wait until he enters the public domain and we're getting like
Yeah.
like
Horror
horror
movies.
Yeah,
Or
horror movies.
Geico. What's his name? Geico.
Yeah.
I don't know his.
I have stalled this
I just know he's Geico.
Yeah.
I guess it's
He's
Geico
the
gecko.
he's the Geico
gecko.
Yeah.
Just
Gary?
just waking up and he's and the guy is standing on your forehead and he's like, "Now I'm only gonna bloody tell you once."
Can you imagine if his vice is like, if he's like just like he's like a Louis C.K. and it's just like jacks off in front of people.
Dude, and that was I didn't want to name
Oh
drop
my
him.
God, yeah.
He literally crossed my arm when I was like, "There's artists
Oh
I really
my
like," and then
God,
you
I'm
find
so
out
sorry.
stuff,
Yeah.
and it's like, don't apologize to me."
I need I need to reach out to I know
I
this
love
one
Louis.
lady who does
Louis great.
I know this one lady who makes blender models for like raves and stuff.
Yeah.
I need to immediately be like, hey, I need the Geico gecko jerking it.
Just-
like,
that would be
we're just,
insane.
yeah, and, we're seeing him from behind while he's looking through a TV.
Yeah.
I
TV
want him,
store.
like-
Yeah, he's looking at the news. He's jacking off to Tesla stock.
I want
going
him
down.
staring at Crazy
He's-
Frog.
we just
I
see
want
his
him and
little-
Crazy Frog
Yeah.
just going nuts, or whatever.
Yeah,
Yeah.
oh my God, yeah.
Well, I like what you're. I want this out there
He's on
before I
some real-
forget.
Yeah.
I like the
Kendall
Geico
Roy
Gecko
shit.
horror movie. I also think if you approach it of like talking about the horrors of insurance, like I don't know how you do that in an hour 45, but if you could actually
Yeah.
touch on some really
There's
important themes.
there's a Saw there's a Saw movie. I think it's Saw 6 or something like that.
Okay.
Oh,
Where it's
yeah,
all about
yeah.
health insurance.
Really?
Yeah, I think it's Saw 6.
Because his
It could-
baby mom dies.
I believe
Well, it
it's
doesn't
something
matter.
like
I
that.
shouldn't say it doesn't matter, but
yeah,
they're movies.
It's a Saw.
It's not
It's
real.
Saw 6. It doesn't matter.
Yeah.
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 We're gonna end in like 5:10.
Hell yeah.
Word.
Cool.
It's been fun.
Yeah,
Yeah, it's
no,
been
this popped so good.
Yeah, it was great.
So yeah,
Glad
I was
you
like,
said that.
I'm actually
I was
really
nervous.
Nah, you're good. You killed it.
You're yeah. I'm not gonna say it again. You have chops. You're genuinely
thought it was
funny
gonna be
without
fun.
trying to be. No, honestly, Jim and I had a really good episode. I didn't want to just have 2 people, but I knew like that we would like really talk. But then 3 people, I knew it would have like more like I felt like it was way more frenetic and like popped off a lot more. This was actually really good. It made me no, I was just gonna say this episode made me like confident that like I do want to keep trying to do it with.
It's
3
fun.
people,
Hell yeah.
'cause I think it really gives it something.
Yeah, it's it's awesome. Once you find like a project that you're just like, oh, I get it, and you can just dive into it. It's so freeing. It's so good.
Yeah, that's like again, just trying to keep
escapism.
this going weekly for a bit will be so good. For
Hell
me.
yeah.
And
It's
then,
a healthy escape.
But yeah, is there anything else anyone was going to say throughout the run of the podcast and just didn't circle around back to it?
Yeah, callbacks.
No, I've just been. I think the flow's been fun.
Hell yeah,
It's been
Fuck.
fun.
You know, I like think I had something to say, but there were like always moments where like, you guys would just take off pretty good, and I like always had.
Yes,
I always have tags. That's the other thing. Where like, I always have like, I feel like I could always, if I could probably always, I could tennis ball back and forth where you guys say something and I come up with
simple.
like a tag onto it. So
Yeah.
that's it. But that's about it. Honestly, no. Let's just end here because that's
end
really,
here.
really good.
Yeah. People want to.
One love, everybody.
Do people want to promote anything that they're working on or anything? They want to do something like that?
Yeah.
I'll be at Black Monk in a couple weeks.
Hey.
I'm trying to set up comedy shows in Erie specifically, but I mean I just don't have anything like nailed down right now. I should have something coming soon.
Yeah.
But one way or another, it's just finding a bar,
Check
bar
out
for it.
Turf Show Times. I write my football articles sometimes. Check them out. I have
Hey.
one today that posted at 10, I think. So
Hell yeah.
all out there. Yeah. Turf Show Times. SB Nation. Woo.
Then do you you got anything you want to
I guess of course we're all part of it. Check out the Flagship City Comedy Festival. Come to
that's coming.
late April. Also, I mean,
I'll be supporting.
I'm a photojournalist for Erie News Now. Watch the news, I guess. I don't know.
Watch the news,
You'll never know what projects or like stories I'm working on, but I'm working on a couple of them. Yeah, watch the fucking news, maybe. I don't know.
Get your news from here.
Get your
Great source.
Get your news from
Primary source.
Get your
right
news from
here.
here,
Yeah.
right from Cam.
always hear about a fucked up movie from 50 years ago.
Yeah.
Somebody's got to know about it.
Yeah.
Honestly, yeah. All right,
Hell yeah.
cool.
It's been fun.
It's been fun.
Yeah. Let's
Yeah.
Are we off? We're still live?
Yeah. Save us. Save
One
us,
love,
please.
America.
Save us.
One love, world.
Save us, please.
All right. Take care. Thanks for writing, okay? Write back soon, man. Stay brutal and sick. And don't forget to send back my stamps.